Welcome to Wolves After Dark. Timberwolves win against the Wizards 130 to 121. That was a weird game. Ant scores 50. The Timberwolves get to 55 wins. And as you see as the pinned comment, 55 likes on the stream. And we're giving away a Wolves After Dark t-shirt.
It's not on the front, not on the back. It's on the front.
It's on the front this time to say it loud and proud. Say it with your chest. That's like the perfect thing to say. But yes, like the stream. I'd love to get more than 55 likes, but holy cow, we got so many of you here already. This is insane. We're not streaming on Facebook today, so we lost I think we lost like one viewer. But thank you to the YouTube faithful, the Twitch faithful, me one, and those of you on Twitter. Ashwin, we got a game tomorrow, but how do you feel about tonight's game?
Hey, it started out pretty crap. I went on my meditative walk, and I come back to 50 Cent spitting out his gum, and it was a 5-point deficit. So I was pretty proud of the Timberwolves to combat the fact that I guess we were nervous to face off against the G Leaguers and Corey Kispert of the Washington Wizards. Happy to see a win. I'm glad that we can, I guess, dominate a team that we're supposed to, but it didn't seem like we were going to, especially down 21 after one quarter. That was pretty absurd. I don't think that's like reflective of the season or of our team, but the perseverance, but the ability to come back and outperform the opposition and clamp up when needed. Testament to the team, testament to the grit, and shout out to Naz Reid.
Yeah, shout out to Naz, who gets an unintentional rest day, which is kind of perfect. I think it kind of works out. I'll take it. But yeah, that was also, I get that that's like a flagrant. Anytime the elbow's up by the face like that, and it's like somewhat done with some amount of purpose, I get it. But like a flagrant two is like, that's crazy. I mean, Rudy experiences that every game. So right off the bat, it's proven stupid. And almost every big experiences something like that every game. You could even if you wanted to play like the I'm not biased, Rudy does that to people every single game. Every game. So I don't know. That
even
just
his own
seems
teammates.
weird to me. Yeah, even his own teammates, including exactly 1 year ago today. But by the way, I was rewatching that game last night. I was rewatching a bunch of games last night.
That was such a miserable game.
I didn't realize that was the game that everything happened. I was just like, I remember the Anthony Edwards block at the end, the turnover, the get back, the and one, and the crowd going crazy. And I was like, I want to see this again. And then I'm watching it from start to finish, and I'm like, oh, there goes Jaden. He's going down the hall. Oh no. And then I'm like, okay, that's when that happened. And then like a quarter later, we come out of the timeout, and they're like, oh, okay, so things are getting very high emotions on the bench right now. And Naz is out. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is like, it just made me think, and I tweeted, shout out our Twitter. We're almost at 2,000 followers. It keeps going up and down because of Elon's bots. But what was I going to say about that game? That was, I mean, I don't know. That was just a very bad situation. Yeah, just a bad situation. Terrible launching pad into the playoffs. Just terrible. Even though you won and it was like a gutty win, it was just so bad thinking of how bad of a situation we were in last year. But we're in this one. We've only got 3 games left now. Is it only 3? Wow. My goodness, that's insane.
Where'd that season go?
Yeah, that season. I'm glad that season's done. But now we got a good launch pad.
Unexpected math from Charlie Barley. 50 plus 50 is a 100-point game. Renzi, I missed where the ejection happened. It was early in the first quarter.
Just know it was BS.
It was BS, but the weirdest thing is that, it's the classic big versus small box out for a rebound. And Johnny Davis is just like throwing his ass in Naz's chest, just being wide as a normal. Maybe there were some other things that we weren't seeing, but Johnny Davis, 2 words, Johnny Davis got into the face of Naz Reid. Naz Reid put his elbow on his neck, and I think deservedly so, got a flagrant, but shouldn't have been a flagrant 2. That was
Yeah.
uncalled for. That was
Mhm.
crazy to see because that's like, as you said, every big does some sort of that every game. And if it was a big, that was his chest. But because it's like,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
random dude from G League, it's his face.
And if you're like in that play, if you're then you're basing it off of like the afterward where they're talking to each other, okay, then throw out Jaden too. I mean, like if we're gonna get that crazy, like into the emotions of the game, then okay, just start throwing people out if they don't like if they're not having fun, like if they're not being nice to each other. I don't know. It was dumb, kind of pointless because we won anyways. And as I was saying, ends up. Am I reading this correctly? Are the Clippers up 35-4 on the Phoenix Suns in the first quarter right now? Somebody please confirm. That can't be real.
What? Um,
Oh my gosh.
that's
I've
crazy.
never seen that before. What
Is
does what does Anthony Edwards say? He says, I don't know if I can catch it quick enough. I don't even know if I have it here.
Y'all, this is a disgrace, bro. Like,
He said that about the Suns. He said that about the Suns in the playoffs. Um, well, but I'm not gonna talk too much crap about the Suns
in,
because they
in the
own
first quarter. That's
it.
crazy. Paul George, taking his team back against Cleveland in last game. Are the Clippers scary to watch to face up against? I don't know. We might not. We probably won't be facing them in the first round, so
Yeah,
not too
no.
worried or concerned about them. But that is a crazy box score.
They can go
Um,
off. Actually, I don't want them to. We want the Suns to win. We want the
yeah.
Suns to win as many as possible, and then we want to win as many as possible so we don't play each other for a very long time.
Oh, because the Suns losing means they're in the 7th spot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't want this lifeline, this timeline of the Timberwolves.
I know.
And we do one thing right this season, and we face off against the Suns. That's
Yeah, exactly. And then we get 4-0'd. Uh,
yeah. Well, Nas Reed goes out through ejection. Apparently, gets a nice hug and conversation with Carl Anthony Towns, uh, tweeted by Sneaker Reporter. Apparently, a nice talking to, and someone had to pick up the pace. Someone had to pick up the slack that was our 1B on offense these last 15 or so games. Nas Reed has been kind of Mr. Reliable, borderline unstoppable when he gets his shot going. And, well, it wasn't Jaden. It really wasn't
yeah.
Conley until the start of the second half. Slow-Mo had 1 point um, until late. Here comes Na. Here comes Gorilla Nuts Na himself. 9 for 19, which is crazy. He had more shots than Ant after 1 quarter. And he was really the catalyst to push this team back into fruition against the lowly Wizards, who I guess beat Milwaukee, and that's something to um, establish copium if we lost this game. At least they beat the Bucks, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy that we won this game, but it did take like an extra jolt of like will, because we
Oh,
were
yeah.
completely running out of the gym. No timeouts were had, and it was like a 13-4, 13-3 deficit, 16-5, and it was like, oh, Finch was like, let's call a timeout, let's change things up. Wide open three after wide open three after wide open three. I couldn't believe it. Any team can beat any team in the NBA. You can't just let threes open
Yeah.
against any team. And yeah, Jim Pete had his like keys to the game. One of them was like no like dare shots. Apparently that's a thing, but like that's what we were giving Washington all game long. It was
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah. It's just so it's weird because I was thinking about this, and this is like a very stupid thought to probably have out loud. But it's almost like I kind of wonder if our defensive strategy is like first half dare shots, like allow them to try to take all the threes that they can, even if they're open, to get their offense in the rhythm of like, okay, we're gonna get open shot, pass, open shot type of deal from three. And then the second half, we kind of turn it on because we always do turn it on more in the second half, even when we played pretty well defensively in the first half. It's always like that third quarter, or if it's not the third, then it's the fourth. Is it somewhat of like mental warfare in a way? I don't think so. I think it's us just being lazy in the first half, and then the second half we turn it on, which always seems to shock the opponents, and then they suddenly just can't hit shots, and then we get a little bit of shots going for us, and then we're back in it. So, but
My
maybe we're
my
playing
hashtag
chess and they're playing checkers.
Yeah, maybe. My hashtag analysis for that start is yeah, we are starting slow. We aren't gearing up for a set opponent like the Washington Wizards, but we were against the Los Angeles Lakers. So like there's confidence in the fact that hey, when it matters most, when the game is circled, right? When the plan is game planned for like I don't know, I feel strong about like our ability to execute early. But yeah, we were kind of sloppy to start. I think we were chucking and not going down low. We were twice the size of the Wizards. I think they started small with like their tallest dude being like 6'8" or 6'9", and that kind of disrupted our flow. Like for some reason, we decided not to drive to the paint at all, and I think that's kind of our bread and butter. That's kind of our what makes us have wide open threes, or what makes us have the nah threes and the nas threes go down so uh, ridiculously consistently is through the drive and dish, through establishing like some rhythm down low. And we didn't have that. And it was kind of embarrassing to say that out loud. A lot of that is also like, hey, did we care enough to prep for this game? Where we just chuck in to like, keep the lead, like keep the game within reach before we just like close things out? Not sure,
Yeah. Yeah. My hashtag analysis on this is similar to what I was mentioning before about the Pelicans game and the punches or whatever. That doesn't matter. The real purpose of me going back and watching games from last year and the playoffs was like, the last stream and a lot of streams now we've been talking about how it's like, you know, Ant just shows up in the playoffs and he's just like that much better. And it's true. Like I went back, verified, it's certainly true. Ant just turns it on. It's still not like full games. Honestly, I was pretty surprised at to how close the team resembled. It seemed very similar to me. Like it wasn't like that different. So that was like a little concerning to me. The thing that is different is that we were missing players. We were missing Jaden. We were missing Nas. Um, that just causes a lot of problems. And Towns was almost every game getting into 5 fouls or 6 fouls, and it's like I'm just like seeing the ends of games and hearing, and he's followed out with 6 fouls, and he's got up to 5. So we like it's just the same problems over and over again. So it does worry me a little bit. However, even with those players out, like we did put up a decent fight. We were even down by like 20 points to the Nuggets in the playoffs, and we came back and took the lead at a point in like the third quarter. So like you know, the team always pretty much starts slow unless it's at home in the playoffs because we have typically at home in the playoffs started well. Think back to the Memphis series, even like the games. The Denver series was a little bit closer, but we did have like a hot start against Denver too. But yeah, it's like how tonight was. Maybe not to the extent of tonight where they go 44 points or however many points they had in the first quarter. But it was it's kind of similar. So it'll be interesting to see the full roster of players. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Wow, look at this. We actually have a Twitter comment. Stifle Tower.
Easy dub.
Shout out Stifle Tower. I made a tweet about you a couple weeks ago and it went off. And by went off, I mean was tiny in comparison to everybody else, but for me it was big. So shout out. Everyone liked the stream. Papa needs a new shirt. And we're at 23 likes. We're almost halfway there. Or are we halfway there? That's basically halfway. No, it's not. Almost half. Well, do we want to jump into the tier list right away?
Yeah, we could do that.
Right away, as in 15 minutes in?
51 points for Ant, man. It kind of came like as not like as one burst, but like throughout the entire game. 12 points in the first, 17 in the third. Um, you know, kind of tit for tatting in the fourth quarter. Anything that they were making, he was just clipping. Like any run that the Wizards were trying to make, any three that Gisbert was making, no. Ant said no, and another 13-point fourth quarter. Straight cash. Like this is exciting. This is thrilling. This is like I was kind of questioning what the hell I was doing tonight. Like I know it's only a Tuesday, but like why am I watching this team tonight? It's a nothing game. We have everything to lose. we're gonna get in. Someone's gonna get injured. Something stupid's gonna happen on the year anniversary, as you mentioned.
Dude, I know. I was
It had all these like really weird tools, like recipes that something was gonna happen, and like we're gonna play the Nuggets tomorrow. So are we going to clamp on these guys early and then get our like third stringers out to kind of end the game, or is it gonna happen like this? So like it happened the way that did, and it was kind of unfortunate. However, you came out with the win. You can't really complain. But there are points of contention. I think there's some bad motherfucking body language tonight. Kyle Anderson,
yeah.
Monte Morris, sorry. And honestly, a little Jaden McDaniels. Like Jaden McDaniels was fine and everything. His role was a little diminished. I thought even the fact that we had Nah and Jaden starting in the second half, that was awesome and everything. But like Jaden's body language was just off tonight. And I don't know, like in a game where we won, in a game where we are like building momentum, rising to the playoffs, to whoever we're facing, these three kind of stuck out to me negatively tonight. And I want to kind of clump them all together in like actively hurting our team when they were out there. There was a moment where Jaden hit a three that was awesome, followed by a couple other clankers. His defense was like erratic. I think he was getting kind of like not bullied, but like, when the refs don't call the initial shove, he's like shoving back, and then he gets called for the foul there.
Yep.
And just bad body language from Monte Morris. Like even in like handshakes with Ant, he was like he looked dejected or something. Like he didn't like care. These guys were D'Los, if not Wanchos tonight.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I mean, Jaden at times he had a couple there were a couple shots that he made that felt good, but yeah, overall, like that was just like one stretch. Every other stretch, it was the bad body language. It was the old Jaden of previous years where he's getting the fouls and getting upset, and I'm like, please don't punch anything. But yeah, so Jaden, you were counting Jaden, Monte Morris, and was there one other person?
Yeah, Kyle Anderson.
Oh, Kyle. Yeah, that's right. I agree. I agree with all three. I'm kind of thinking. I don't know if I want to go full Wancho, although it's like kind of close. I think I want to go D'Lo for them. I think I can do D'Lo. I got to find them all now. Kyle and then Jaden. Yeah, especially early. It was like we could have used some more shooting from Jaden early. As I say this all the time, but like if he could just hit a couple of those threes early that he was taking, it would make the world a better place. Tolosa would be real if he hit more than 10% of his 3-pointers.
Yeah, K Brewers, that was the juice we needed. Like I don't know if we can't talk about it enough. Like we're about to bring him up in the tier list. But like Jordan McLaughlin's pacing, as well as like maybe he didn't hit a three or anything, but he like 7 dimes really was like a big difference maker. There was a reason why he played 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, really. And like not like spreading out, starting the second half. Incredible effort from our bench, honestly. The 2 or 3 that played significantly. Let's do it. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, 4 for 9 from 3, 23 points. Including 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 block shots. He was a little bit of an afterthought in the second half, but he was the main reason why we got this game back into some sort of contention.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like borderline A1, but I think it's cash.
I think it's cash.
It's funny because Ant scored 50 or whatever, but like if we don't have Nah, this game's nothing. Like we don't get any runs. We could have stayed really bad in the beginning of the game, like really bad. So it's like player of the game. I mean, I guess it has to go to Ant because he had 50, but like it's really kind of Nah. So I think it's cash.
Yeah.
But boy, do I want to give you an A1. Just can't do it just yet. Also, it's the Wizards. This isn't a game that we should be like celebrating too much about winning. We should be still. I think we are somewhat disappointed that we were down by like 30 points practically.
Yeah.
So,
Cameron, you said this yourself. You'd rather be the team that comes back from down 20 than a team that's up 20 that loses the lead. Right now, the Denver Nuggets were up 17, if not 20, and now they're kind of in a run with Utah. I think they're probably going to pull away. But that's like
Yeah.
they have to deal with their own little battle right now too. So I'm less worried about like the fact that we played Ant all the way until like 90 seconds left in the game. So
Which is, yeah, that was also weird.
yeah, yeah. And then also um yeah, we were playing the Wizards, and Grady says, "Hey, third quarter Wizards are showed up as the Wizards. Like as expected. Like they're lights out shooting. That didn't happen in the Suns game. That didn't really happen in the Lakers game, except for Spencer Dinwiddie early in the game, and that was it. Then we kind of clamped. Then we turned up. Then we like dialed it to 10 or 11. The intensity was there. You could see it in spurts with Ant. You could see it in spurts throughout, or like mostly throughout the whole game with Gobert and Na. And McLaughlin's not hurting us. Like Na hit
Who?
18. McLaughlin hit is not hurting us. Walker had 18 after halftime, and so like yeah, he was straight cash. The second half he was diminished because I think Ant was just taking over. 17 in the third, right? So there's all sorts of that. I'm kind of all over the place. I hope you gave Baby Mac a grade, but I think Baby Mac deserves a B. Because 7 assists ain't nothing to cry about or complain about. No turnovers, and I feel like Mike Conley at the first half was as we were
Yeah.
transitioning to the starters, kind of not there.
Yep.
And
I
until
agree.
Conley hit 5 threes in the second half and 3 of them to start the third quarter, like he wasn't
Mhm.
present in the game. I thought his defense was ugly at best, and like yeah, Jordan Poole was popping off, and like anyone he was kind of like switched onto was able to handle Conley with ease. Second half, I think he stepped up a bit, but also to offset whatever Poole and Kispert were throwing, Conley hit 5 threes. So Conley,
Yeah.
15 points, 5 of 9 from 3 assists, 2 turnovers. Very interesting game stat line from Conley. In a game
Yeah.
where it felt like, yeah, hey, we need him for tomorrow.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, maybe he was coasting. 5 of 9 is awesome. That's B worthy
That
right
is
there.
good.
So
Yeah, I guess it is. It's weird because in the beginning I really felt like it was so bad, and it was like I was not at meh. I was maybe not even at D'Lo. I was probably Wancho land or lower. But the threes, yeah, in the third quarter, like that was the moment where Na was not still on like flaming hot fire. That's a double, whatever. But then we had Conley, and Conley started hitting all those threes. So I guess it does probably bring him up to a B. But this is like for me like a B asterisk, where it's like this was like I mean, thankfully those 5 shots went in. Those five, all 5 of his shots were that he made were threes. But it's like we need we need a little bit more consistency, and we need because like of course it's great to have those all 5 threes in a row basically, but the defense was ridiculous. And that's I mean that's a big part of why in the beginning because you said it, they're just switching right onto him, and it just doesn't matter who's shooting against him, they're going to get it because he's small, he's old. And now I'm being mean, so he's small and old. Don't listen to this, Mike.
small old.
um but it's true. June says B. Giveaway winner, by the way. I say B.
Yeah. Nas Reed. It's kind of a weird, funky
Mhm.
time to grade him. But this time last year we didn't have him. So what he reminded us what could have been by leaving the game early. I think this is kind of an incomplete game. We don't really have an incomplete
Yeah.
tier. Um I don't know if he had like I don't know, like to be down 16, 17 against the Wizards and like Nas wasn't really taking over with his size. He had like 2 turnovers or something. It felt like more he coughed it up when he was spinning the ball or like doing his spin move. And um I think this is like a meh, if not like a D'Lo game from Nas, actually. But we are so accustomed to greatness in terms of just like his sheer volume from 3. So I think we missed it, but turns out we got to see a career high as a result of him being kicked out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is true. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to even grade him because it's just so, like, it's just not fair to, like, he got ejected. I do think though that like, I mean, although we don't agree that it was a flagrant 2, I think we do agree that it was a flagrant 1. And it's like, I just think, Nas needs to be a little bit smarter. We all need to be smarter. That's the thing of all the previous Wolves teams has been like, oh, and it still is like IQ. Like, let's have some, let's please have some IQ. And somebody in the Discord was talking about how it's like, you can't have and this was about Kyle Anderson, but it's like, you can't have your high IQ player doing take fouls. Like,
God.
that's our highest IQ player on the court. And that's scary. Still, obviously, Kyle is a smart basketball player, but like, that's a crazy lapse in judgment. And that's our best. So, having and Nas is very aggressively arguing many, many calls nowadays. Probably because of his mentor that took him to the back locker room today. But yeah, it's just like all of our team does. Like Ant is arguing. Ant got a technical tonight.
We'll talk
We
about
have
that.
everybody. Yeah, and Jaden was like somewhat, but I can tell that he's like burning inside because he's so angry at these calls. And it's like, I think we just need to calm down. Watch other teams. Other teams have people that complain, but it's not nearly to the level of the Timberwolves. So, anyways, it's a long thing about Nas, who are not going to even grade. So,
I think it's fair. Actually, I think it's appropriate to talk about Nas a little bit more because I think tomorrow is going to be kind of highlight. He's going to be highlighted because he's going to be the one who's rested. He's going to be the one who's going to be targeted on defense. And I think he's going to have to output as much as he can tomorrow because that game is going to be the 1 seed. Like if we win that game, we are the 1 seed.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wonder at the end of the stream, I wonder if we will have an updated because it has updated to show us that we have a 53% chance at getting the 1 seed, 36% chance of the 2 seed, and 11% chance of the 3 seed. So the 3 seed, it really does seem like we're going to be the 1 or the 2. If we had to guess, I feel like Denver's going to win tomorrow, but I don't like if Denver wins tomorrow. Also, that doesn't really guarantee anything because there's still going to be 2 games after that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the Denver game goes. I think it's an 8-point game right now, but we'll see. So yeah, who's up next?
Cool. Yeah. There's really only 2 other players of significant time that played out for 39 minutes though. Rudy Gobert, 19 points, 16 rebounds, 4 block shots, 2 steals, 3 assists, 9 for 13 from the free throw line for our Rudy Gobert. This is I'm just reading stats.
But I'm so confused. Did I look away during every single free throw tonight? Because I don't remember even shooting free throws. And apparently between the 2 of Ant and Gobert, they had like 24 or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember a single one.
This is an A from Gobert. This is like the start of the game confused the crap out of me. But I think we then when push comes to shove, we lost Nas, and it felt like it turned him up a bit. Like it made him feel like he needed to show his relevance, and he had 2 block shots in the first quarter, 4 after the first half or something. And maybe a couple flaw errors here or there that that 3-point halftime block attempt, whatever that was. But the thing I want him to do, there was a crazy on open what's that over and under kind of play he did against Kispert or against their tall dude who I don't remember, Gill or something. But I don't want any more layups from him. I think this needs to be just shouted from every rooftop in Minneapolis. Just dunk it. We need to start showing character and strength and tenacity
from everybody
and from everyone. And I think it also starts with Gobert. And in a lot of ways, when he's soft putting the ball in, when he's doing this little push shots underhand and try to bank it off the glass, it's great that it could try to he's trying to show his bag, but I want that bag closed. I want it just to be dunks. This is an A-like game for me, but I just want dunks.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an A. I don't have any. The thing with Gobert and if we're gonna get into the deep depths of tier lists and grading and stuff like that. It's like, I mean, at this point, I almost expect this game from him. So like, you could almost say that it's like a B or even a meh if we're going off of like what we originally set out the tier list to be. But like, I can't give a 19, 16, and 4 block game a meh. Like it's because it's not because he has such a great effect on the team, which is why things have changed a little bit. So I do think that's why there's some tierflation going on.
There's
But
a bit of tier
I
inflation.
think A is fair. He is kind of like if he does his job, he's almost always an A. Like it's really hard not to give him an A. It's hard for him to get a lot higher too. You know, like if we're talking about fairness, like he can't really get much higher than an A unless it's like it has to be insane. Like it would have to be so crazy. And then lower, he has to be pretty bad. And that doesn't happen often. So it's pretty much he's just kind of an automatic A. But hey, that's I mean, he's an elite player. He's gonna be defensive player of the year for the 4th time. Um,
Yeah.
he deserves it.
He's seeing his younger brother and Victor Wembanyama pulling his 19, 7 and 7. Like, here's a taste of a 31-year-old version of that. I I am scared. I am scared shitless. My pants are brown to what Victor Wembanyama can do in this league and what he's going to end up doing. And the timing in the window is I think now because we don't get to face him for the rest of the season and in the postseason. And I don't know what the Spurs are going to do to build that team around him. They have a lot of capital, but I don't know if they have a whole lot of talent to get more talent in. But I'm scared. Hey, and that's enough about Victor. But wow, he's gonna look crazy in a year where I think the draft class is kind of weak. Like he's gonna even like shine even brighter for years to come. Where like there's no new talent to talk about. It's just Victor. It's just like he's the youngest player to do what again? Like yeah. Um, Speaking of young players doing what again? It's our boy.
Giggity.
It's the reason why we started this show. Uh so many years ago, moons and years and eclipses apparently.
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards, 37 minutes, 51 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, including 30 points in the second half. Um,
Mhm.
Let me just read second half numbers for you. 13 for 19 from the floor, 4 of 9 from 3, 30 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. So he was not doing much of anything except for scoring in that first half, and then he had 5 of assists in the second half. And I thought he had some crisp ass passes. Um, and I even thought that he got up for a lot of rebounds. He went to the line 11 times. I think maybe even more. But that was mostly all in that first half, and it could have been more. But we do have to talk about his technical. But this is straight up A1.
It pretty much has to be an A1. I hate to sound so negative when I say that, but like any career high pretty much has I mean, you're gonna remember this. Um, I I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like because there were moments in tonight's game where I was like, he's just like half-assing it. But I guess that's even more impressive because he got 51 points. And it seemed like with little effort that happened. So um maybe I'm just being a hater tonight, but if it wasn't 51 points and it was like 40 something points, like 49 points, I think I'm probably like in an A. But maybe even if it was 40, it was an A1. Man, maybe I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I need to reevaluate or something because I did not feel the same like excitement energy from Ant tonight. But I mean, 51 points is 51 points. So I'll just shut up.
Well, we saw what Dante DiVincenzo. No, we saw who on Detroit scored 50. Malachi
Uh,
Flynn. Malachi
yes.
Flynn scored 50 points. We've seen it on our own team. Corey Brewer, um, and that random dude who was signed for like 1 year. I see him in my head. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but some random 50-point games from people. But this is like our all star. This is not anyone random. And maybe you're not hating, but you're like downplaying the fact that it's 50 points because it was like not in this big burst. It was throughout the game. You saw him score 20 in the first half, but it was like kind of out of necessity, and we were dogging it, and he was just trying to like get us clawing back into the game. So like in that regard. Like, why are we down by 20? So you're already kind of downplaying in that regard. And I think in the second half, he pops off for 30. He was like, at one point, he was like 9 for 11 in the field. Like, he ends the game on such a high. And I think he's the best player on the court, like probably 100 times out of 100. I swear to God, like I think he is. It's just that maybe mentally he starts to checking out, or he starts to do something else that maybe he forgets, that he is, or he has those lapses on defense, and maybe his talent is getting to his head a bit, and he's trying to get those calls, and he gets that 14 tech. Like that's crazy, right? Like he's just a couple away from being suspended for a game. That's not cool. That we can't have that. We can't afford any game without him. But
I was
all that
curious,
stuff. Go ahead.
how many technicals can you get? Is it 17, 18 before suspension?
Oh, Derrick Rose is not random, Xavier. No. It's oh man, I'm embarrassing myself. No, and I was at that game, Xavier.
Corey Brewer.
That was one of my favorite games I've ever seen. No, it's the dude who wore a headband, and he played for Cleveland a bunch. Mo
Oh, Mo
Williams.
Williams. Yeah.
Mo Matthew. Yeah. So random 50-point dude right there.
Yes. In today's NBA, a player who receives 16 technical fouls in a season is suspended for one game. Dude, that means
2 away.
he has 2 away. So, and like, do we think that he's just like done? He got it out of his system tonight? No. He almost got a second tonight before he got 50. Like, when he got his 49th point, he was arguing for a call to get the and one. And it's like, dude, like, stop shooting yourself in the foot. This is crazy. It's like another technical situation was when I think it was his first game back in Atlanta, and with fans, I should say. I think it was with fans. He got 2 technicals and threw out of the game in like the first quarter. And it was like his homecoming. It was supposed to be like a crazy good game. You could tell he was like hyped up beyond anything we've seen ever, even in playoffs for us. And he gets thrown out of the game because he argued a call really fast and got 2 T's or something like that. It's just like, I hate this. I don't like having players that get technical fouls, even though Ant's my favorite player ever. I mean, seriously, he's my favorite Timberwolves player that I've ever watched. I was a huge Zach LaVine fan. I was even a big Rubio fan. I was a big Ricky Davis fan. All these players.
Cameron Reynolds fan.
The big Cam Reynolds fan. But it's like, man, the technicals have to stop. And now we're in this bad situation because this carries over into the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. So
according to Conrad, because this is now, I wouldn't say news to me, but maybe I'm just like forgetting, or news to us. I'm pretty sure we're just forgetting. They reset. So
that
I guess
would be
we're
good.
Fortunate, lucky. Maybe this is like Draymond Green rule or something. Because yeah. Did you see that stat, that graphic? Like the people who are leading the league in techs are like the most obvious, and then Max Strus. It's like,
I know, yeah. Grady and them were like, what? That's so crazy. But starts over in the playoffs. That's fantastic news. Then I don't care. He's got 3 games to get 2 techs. No, we don't want him to get 2 because if he gets to the 16, then he gets a suspension. So in the next 2 games, he can get a tech next game and then 1 more tech the next game, and then he sits out for the Suns game, gets a full week of rest. That's the game plan from Anthony Edwards.
That's funny.
Anyways, Ant A1. Career night, finally got the 50. Got a cool celebration and apparently a cool interview that I did not watch. So
yeah, it was a cool interview. It's kind of like all over the place. Much like what I'm spatting out tonight. I feel like he was shouting out Micah Nori. He shouted out his trainer, and then he was just trying to rev up the crowd a little bit. But it's always a treat, I think, whenever we hear from him. I think he knows what makes us excited, and he doesn't just say like canned answers from like 20 years ago. Like you got to win, you got to have to get the most points, and you got to execute. And,
the John Calipari speeches.
John Calipari, he knows he's an entertainer, and I think also on the court. But I hope that entertainment is just part of his bag, but his will to win and his desire to be great shines through this all. Because pretty soon here we're actually starting to get some of it. I'm starting to think a little bit of it. 51 points is incredible. A1 tier, cash tier. Like he's been A1 from day one, built from day one. This show has like just rode him. Oh well, I don't know. We were just so high on him. But he's young and he's flawed,
Yeah.
and he's going to
Yeah.
continue to be
Yep.
exposed for certain flaws that are in his game until they either clean him up or work around him, hide them, mask him somehow.
100%.
It's incredible to watch, but there are moments where it's just like, ooh, is that really like, ooh, is he chucking? Ooh, is he just ISOing? Did he forget his defensive assignment? Is he clapping at the ref for the wrong reasons? Like some of those calls that he's getting teased for are like absolutely justified non-calls or calls. Like, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One thing that was crazy to see, and I think this actually stayed true for his full 51-point game, is that he had no mid-range points. He had all his points in the paint and or from three and or from the line, of course. But he has this new move that I think is his sexiest move. And that's when he picks up his dribble and he kind of does this, like, he's almost like in a post-up position and he does like a spin,
Yes, I know what you're
fadeaway.
talking about. Yeah.
It's from the paint, apparently. I thought that was like that would be classified as a mid-range, but that is a paint move, apparently. He's developed a mid-range like shot put shot, and
Yep.
it's not butter yet, but like that's what so many guards have in their arsenal. And he's always had I remember in his rookie year, even the second year, he hadn't developed that yet. He was like, oh, maybe next year, kind of thing with that.
Yeah.
And now he has it in his game. And I think that is a underutilized tool for our guards. And maybe Conley's like rubbed off on Ant in that regard, because that was Conley's DNA. That was Conley's bread and butter, was that floater. And maybe he's just given that like skill set. And it's so awesome to see. High usage Ant. Sorry, I'm talking too much here. High usage Ant has a bevy of skills, crisper passes. His floating game is on, and he has like this new developing like post-up shot that's just so fun to watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he's 22. That's the crazy thing. Carl Anthony Towns says you to one. First of many. There we go. We got Ant
cool.
in the original AE ones, the peach, whatever they call them. I know. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I think I'm glad I got those ones right off the bat. And then I kind of started getting nervous with the other ones coming out. But just as time goes on, I'm like, I think these are actually the most like timeless colorway, maybe. I don't know. But anyways. Well, that was them. The Nuggets have won.
Okay.
The Phoenix Suns have scored more than 6 points.
Nice.
The Lakers are losing to the Warriors. Wow. Although AD did sit out tonight with
sitting out,
nausea and a headache, I think they said.
I truly wonder if it just like it wasn't slow-mo, but it, like slow-mo triggered something in him, like like from a previous game, like because like maybe it's just like ringing in his or like blurry vision from the fact that he got hit in the head. But it was like it was slow-mo's wrist, like that doesn't do shit.
I know. It's crazy. And then what I think the justifiable like excuse they're going to give is, oh, LeBron had this last game and he passed it on to AD. So now they're just going to use that back and forth to let each other rest for the rest of the season. Also, the Lakers, now I know this sounds like, I don't know how to describe this. I'm not trying to hate entirely, but like yesterday, everybody had a day off. And almost every single team in the West had 4 games remaining in the schedule. The Lakers have 3. So the Lakers get an easy week, and they're resting their players, getting them ready for the play-in. They're playing the play-in perfectly, so that even though they are better than a play-in team, well, they might be better than a play-in team. They're going to be able to just like be very healthy and whatever going into it. Well, everybody else battles out for a position. And Chris Finch says, no resting. Even Ant with 51 points up 15, he's like, you're going to stay in the game with 90 seconds.
Yeah.
um, just weird, but well, upcoming schedule, as we've been mentioning, pretty much the entire game. The Timberwolves play tomorrow night, and they play in Denver. They are probably getting on a plane within a matter of hours or minutes. Also, quick update: we're at 41 likes on the stream. We need 14 more likes.
Sorry, I didn't do it on my own.
14 more likes to do Wolves After Dark t-shirt giveaway. This is just one color. You don't have to choose this color. I wanted to get kind of a lighter color. I don't have much. I have a lot of black t-shirts, so I needed something different. So I got like this tan color. But we've also got, let me see if I can pick it up. Ooh. I also got a red one, which is totally different because we don't have anything red in our color anything. This is obviously just plain. And oh, I don't have it here. I can't grab it. But we have the cash shirt, obviously. So if you see the cash emoji, that's another good one. That's not the one we're giving away this time. But yeah, so make sure you get your likes in, see if we can get to 55 before the end. We don't have too much time left here, but I am going to go over the rest of the schedule. Nuggets tomorrow, unfortunately, another late game. I hate that. I'm kind of sick of late games. Even though me and Ashwin are on the West Coast too, and I'm still kind of like, I just don't want the late games. It's like we get done, we do the stream, and we're not done until our time, like 10:30 or 11. And for you guys, that's like 1 in the morning. So, and then for all, I mean, we got a lot of people all over the place. We got people on every inch of the globe. That's how big Wolves After Dark is. However, we have more emojis than we have people in our Discord. So we need more people in the Discord. But yes, late games are bottoms. But that is the last late game until hypothetically the playoffs. So Friday we play at home against the Hawks, who Trae Young is apparently supposed to come back on Friday or something like that. That's awesome. Apparently he's been out, but apparently Friday is like his day to come back.
But they're not playing for anything over there.
I don't think so. I don't actually.
They're playing to see who gets traded, like between DeJounte Murray and Trae Young.
They are firmly in the 10 seed, with the slightest of chance to move up to the 9 seed and take over the Bulls, because they are actually they've got 2 games left. Yeah, they have 2 games left. They're 1 game behind the Bulls, so that's really not impossible. Who do they play? They play us and tomorrow they play the Hornets. Oh, they have 3 games left. This is weird. It's saying that they've played 79. That's not accurate. They play us, the Pacers, and the Hornets. That's kind of a bad combo. And then the Bulls play the Pistons, the Wizards, and the Knicks. Okay, yeah, the Bulls are gonna win. But Western Conference. Let's see. I'm sorry, but not getting the 1 seed would be a big disappointment for me. I'm trying to think if I think the same way. I guess probably not, because I'm thinking about it. What about you, Ashwin? Do you have an answer off the top of your head for that?
I was expecting the 1 seed last year. So like I saw no flaws in our team, the roster comp, and I was like all in. In my off-season content plus like game 1, I'm like, this is the floor of our team. We're never gonna lose again. 70 wins was expected, which is so stupid to say. I was not expecting to stay atop and be atop and like step down, curb stomp down all season long. I thought we would have like an early peak, and then we would have struggles after the in-season tournament, like big struggles, maybe an injury here or there that would really hurt us. I did not expect this, so I'm actually not disappointed with whatever result. I care more about playoff matchup and seeding and progressing through the first round than being top seed. But to each their own. I don't think you're any. I think your point stands. Like, it's exciting to be at the top, and then like it'll be disappointing if we're not. Because one thing that we can do is now have home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs. That'd be crazy if we all of a sudden let it go.
Exactly. And see, I think my take is like a variation of that. It's like I am I'm disappointed, but not in the team, if that makes sense. Like, I'm disappointed that the circumstance is that the West is like full of like top tier teams because we've got the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Mavs. Like look at the entire West. The 11 seed in the West is almost a 500 team. They are one game below 500. That is insane. So a team that's going to be 500 probably at the end of the year is going to miss the play in. That's crazy. We're 31 games above 500.
That's
How
what?
many seasons? How many seasons have the Timberwolves not won 31 games? And we're 31 games over 500. Yeah. So like,
that's crazy to do the math.
yeah, to me, that's a win. And I'm disappointed that the Nuggets are playing so well and that the Thunder are playing so well that we even have to think 31 games over 500 should be like a bona fide one seed. And instead it's, it's viewed as like, oh, we're a three-headed monster in the West. Not even, because everybody just views it as the Nuggets and then the Thunder and the Timberwolves are fake. Like, that's how people view it. So being the one seed would be fun. I don't really fault the team so much. Like, sure, we could have played better in stretches of the season, especially like I think February was like our bad stretch, or maybe it was like late January, early February, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in that realm of like the season where it just kind of feels like nothing. So yeah, that was disappointing. And yeah, if we win a couple more games there, then we clinched the one seed tonight. But I mean, we can't be talking about winning a couple more games when you've won 55 and potentially could win like 57 games on the season. So this is me taking a moment to be like, I am appreciating what this season has been. Of course, we're always going to have our criticisms, valid criticisms of the team in the Discord here. But I think it is important that whether it's tonight or whether it's at the end of the season when we do finish as the one seed or the two seed or the three seed, to just appreciate it, even if we do fall to the three seed. And I mean, fall to the three seed is like such a luxurious thing to say, So I think it's important that we do take that and appreciate that, and leave like the turning it up in the season to the players. But that doesn't say we can't continue our criticism in the future. So, yeah.
After
we'll
that Lakers game, all of NBA media was talking about, so what are Lakers' chances to get to the finals? Or like, what are the Lakers' chances like, to get through the first round and stuff like that? Nothing was about us. We ourselves are underselling the success of the season. The media hoopla, media narrative is always going to downplay whatever we achieve, except for when there's a baptism of John Collins, because that's what's the most viral. That's what's going to be talked about. When he scores 25 in a dunk and then goes like, 0 for 22 from three, they talk about the dunk. But when we are on a tear, when he scores 51 points, they are going to maybe touch on it. It's mostly like, oh, LeBron played. And we are and we are doing it to ourselves. So we should like really just like celebrate this as 31 games over 500. That's crazy as hell. And yeah, maybe we feel like a true top seed, top contender. And maybe it's not feeling real, but like it's real.
It is. It's exciting. This has been a really fun season, and rewatching those games last night, because I watched some from this season and I was really like flying through these games, but I was just like, and maybe I should have waited until the end of the season to do this so that it wasn't like now we still have more games in the season to think about. But just reflecting on it all was like, man, like there's been so many dang moments this year where I've been like, this is like so fun. Like we can look back at all the highlights from so many players too. Of course, Ant is a lot of them, but like, I mean, this team has had so many highlights. And for me, I've been a fan for pretty much only the bad years. I was not a fan during the KG years. I pretty much joined the minute we traded KG, because I was like, oh, I kind of like the idea of like Al Jefferson and getting a bunch of draft picks and a bunch of players. Like we had this huge like swath of like a deal. And I was like kind of interested in basketball. And that's when I started to become a fan. So for me, I have watched since exactly the worst possible time you could have. And it's like for me, having a season like this is I don't know. It's just awesome. Looking back at the highlights, and I don't want to say this and like jinx anything, but like regardless of what happens in the playoffs, this has been fun. This has been so fun, and if this is what we can expect from this team for the next couple of years, I don't care. Like this is awesome. So as
I had to
fun.
I had to tell a bunch of random people from various parts of the country what a Wizinator was the other day. It was pretty funny. Thank you for bringing that back, Charlie. Man, yeah, man. I think this has been quite a season where I think our expectations were tempered after the Memphis series. We made this big trade. After the Denver series, we felt confident, yet little marred of like what we were actually confident in, and where the was the praise going to the right places, and like were we going to keep this team? Are we going to sell this team? Is the luxury tax going to second apron going to completely impact the roster composition so much so that we don't bring back, I think, the pieces that were so integral? It turns out that we kept it all together. We made very little trade. We made very little movement. The movements that we
Mhm.
ended up making were impactful to get like the Monte Morris, the TJ Warrens, the trades to kind of find and shore out our roster. And with Baby Mac emerging, with and Nas coming into fruition, like we believed in each other, and it like that. That's like it goes a long way, I think.
Yeah, does well.
But it will suck if we lose the first round.
It
it will
will suck.
be.
No, and
It'll
I will
be.
be I'll be devastated if we lose the first round, of course. Um, but I do think we can't, after however many seasons of just like such bad basketball where we don't even have a chance at the playoffs. To me, it's like we do have to take some amount of appreciation, because think of it. I mean, if we're thinking about criticizing the players to try to motivate them to be better, if they never get to celebrate any success, then there's not going to be any reason for them to want to stick around in Minnesota. There's not going to be any reason for them to want to be better, because if nothing is good enough, um, and I'm not saying like, oh, you got first, like let's say we finish in first place and then we're a first round exit. That's obviously ridiculously devastating. But there has to be some amount of praise that happens in that short window before it happens. But um,
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, so much of it depends on the matchups. And speaking of matchups, let me do a quick little update here on most likely matchups. Guess who's first?
The Lakers.
Not the Lakers. It is something that was obstructed by the moon the other day. The Suns.
Oh shit.
The Suns are
The most,
25% chance.
and that's as us as what seed? That must mean that we're the third seed.
It's assuming that we will. I don't actually. Let me see. What is the Suns remaining? Because you said it was easy, and I'm pretty sure it's hard. Yeah, they play Clippers, Kings, us. So like their schedule is not like fantastic for them. So I think they're anticipating them losing, and I think they're anticipating us losing and being the 2 seed, them being the 7 seed, and then being that matchup. I think
Maybe I
that's what
was
it is.
wrong.
Because right now they're the 6. So we'd have to fall to 3, and I don't know that 3 is going to happen. I mean,
I don't think 3 is possible anymore.
it's pretty unlikely, because the Thunder. So they played who did they play today? The Kings. They beat the
They
Kings.
lost to the Kings. They beat
lost
the
to the
Kings.
Okay. Then they play the Spurs, which is kind of unfortunate. Then they play the Bucks and the Mavericks to finish out the season. And I think those games will be meaningful to both of those teams, probably. Well, I don't know about the Bucks. Also, the Bucks may have just lost Giannis for the rest of the season. So
What?
it's tricky. Yeah.
He got injured in the game?
He got injured. They're doing it. They said it was like a calf injury or a hamstring injury or something, but apparently he was like carried to the locker room, and they're doing more like MRIs or something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an official source, but
Holy crap.
that's bad. So
Embiid came
I
back
think
at the
us
perfect time.
Yeah, us and the Thunder have pretty comparable schedules to end, and after tonight, we're still a half a game. Nope, we're a full game up on them. So with 3 games left, it would require us to go 1-2, and them to go at least. Or if we go 1-2, they have to go 2-1. So,
But we have the tiebreaker.
and yeah, actually, we have the tiebreaker. So what does that mean?
We
They
have to
would
go
have
1-2. They have to go
to.
3-0.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So it's a pretty low chance. If we win one more game. Wait, yeah. If we win one more game, then don't we clinch? We might. Anyways, we'll find that out tomorrow after the game when everything gets updated, and we'll know tomorrow if we win tomorrow. um, so yeah,
Oh man, it sucks to hear about Giannis.
yeah, that is tough, but oh well, that's the
Oh well.
East. We're the West.
Mm.
Cool. Well, I don't have anything else. We're only at
Where we at?
49 likes. I don't think we're gonna make it, and I'm gonna make it a strict cutoff tonight. I'm not gonna do the. We need it to be 55. I'm so sorry, but we will do this every night. So we will have a chance at a giveaway every single night. So make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you like the stream early. That would be awesome. We appreciate that. Um, and yeah, Nuggets tomorrow. How are you feeling?
Feeling fine.
Yeah, I
I'm
think I feel
I
like we
think
have
it's
a
gonna
chance.
be I think it's gonna be a pretty exciting game. I hope that we are like we were prepared for like the Lakers game, I would say. I hope we come as prepared, if not more, and we squash anything that they have going. I think Murray's coming back now, right? Or if not, Murray's already back,
He's
and
already back. Yeah.
yeah, so it'll be great to see like they're almost near full strength, if not full strength, squad versus us. I would
And
assume that Cat's not playing, but like um,
yeah, you don't know.
the
Yeah,
rest
it's
of
possible, I
the rest of
guess.
Nas, you're gonna see something pretty exciting from him. I think we haven't really
I
had 2 or
think
3 bad games from him in a row, you know. So.
yeah, that's true. I think this is the last game of the season that we take super seriously. And I expect us to come out strong, hopefully early, and not do the same thing that we've done for a long time now. Um, but yes, having nuggets for Din Din tomorrow. Maybe I should get some nuggets for Din Din tomorrow. Um, oh wow, 3 likes away. Am I supposed to like stall for people to like the stream?
I feel like we've been
Um,
solid.
um, well, how about those twins?
Hey, what happened with those twins?
Those twins suck. Um,
Are we bad?
yeah. Well, Royce Lewis got hurt on like the first game of the year, which was not well or not good for us. We lost 3-6 to the Dodgers, which is better than what I saw. I think it was 6-0 when I was looking, or 6-1 or
We
something like. Yeah,
lost
it was 6-0.
alike. We lost alike. What is
We
happening here?
lost like, oh my gosh. Somebody's like, no, just end it. Set the countdown. Yeah, where's Anthony Hollis? Seriously. Um, cool. Twinkies are hot. Garbage. Yep.
Yes. That's funny.
Cool. Oh, Ashwin.
Yo,
This is
Cameron.
stream. You can listen to our conversation. We have to get tickets to the Storm. They go on sale tomorrow. So I'm probably gonna look for some
Okay.
and try to get 2 seats together, and then we can figure it out. Because we gotta go to either May 22nd, I think it was, or June 27th or something. Whenever I'm blanking.
Whatever. Yeah.
I keep wanting
Caitlin
to say
Clark.
Sue Bird for some reason. Yeah, Caitlin Clark. Thank you. Wow, somebody just
Hey.
subscribed to us on Twitch or followed us on Twitch.
But
Oh
looks like
boy,
we are 1 away. That
one
might
like
be a
away.
horse shadow.
I know half of you watch on televisions, and it's very
Horse
difficult to like the
shadow.
stream. But operate that Apple TV remote, that Roku remote, whatever it costs. Press the up button, go over to the like, and it'll happen. I guess I should be prepared for this actually to happen. So I need to start getting it ready because it seems like it's going to happen.
June
Up,
8th.
up.
That's crazy. I'm
What?
never gonna not look at this mic again the same way. um June. I did all I could. All 3 of my YouTube accounts.
Hey, I see
Hey.
55 on my end.
I
That's
see
all that
55
matters.
from JJ.
Okay, guys,
There
we're
it
doing
is.
a really short one because I want to keep it on stream. So, Wolves After Dark shirt. It's a t-shirt like this one. Any color that you want. I think there's like a million colors to choose from. Where are you? It's in the Discord. Pinned link has the Discord link. Go to that right now. And I am submitting Wolves After Dark shirt. It's going to be a 3-minute long one so that we don't stand here forever and talk about everything because we ran out. We already talked about the Twins, the Storm. I guess we could talk about the Wild losing the playoffs too. But
how about the Lynx? They might get
how
Angel
about
Reese.
Yeah, the Lynx have a better. I'm honestly a little bit more pumped about the Lynx than I am the Storm because giveaway is live. By the way, let me.
And for those who don't
Giveaway.
know, and you didn't listen to your last minute and a half like me, join the Discord. #Discord. It should link you right away to the giveaway channel. If not, go to the giveaway channel and then hit that party emoji, and you'll be in the running for that shirt right there. And you're going to say something
worn by me, signed by me,
straight off your shirt, straight off your chest.
I should sign some T-shirts when I go back to Minneapolis for the playoffs. Who wants a Cameron signed Wolves After Dark shirt?
It's like gently used.
Gently used, has a little deodorant in it. Okay, wow, this giveaway is better than the last one.
We should get some bottom skins. Like we should find a way to like put bottoms on the skins.
Get a bottom tattoo. If we don't finish in first, I'll get the bottoms emoji tattooed on me.
You're gonna eat a shoe, right? Weren't you gonna eat a shoe in a hot tub stream too?
Yeah, that too. I'll get a hot tub. I can't promise the hot tub anymore.
Inflation, tierflation.
We're in first, so yeah, we get to do what we want. We're in first. We're at 19, guys. We're going up. This is amazing. This is better than the last one when we gave away 3 things. Did you swap T-shirts with Coop when he guest host? No. Do you want a Coop signed Wolves After Dark shirt? I can maybe arrange that.
Hey.
We should get Coop to wear that when he does his Dane Moore podcast.
Yeah. I don't think he is like facing on the show though, right? He's like,
I think you know how we can see each other at the bottom also in stream. I think he's down there, but he might have his camera off. He might have his camera off. I don't know.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wolves After Dark bathwater giveaway. Anyone? Begus. I don't know if I can send that to you. You're kind of far away.
Begus.
We could do it. 29 seconds. If you haven't answered, get in there.
For some reason, that reminds me of Norman Powell disco. Norman Powell's little scar.
Oh, yeah, he does have the scar.
The 21
Let's see. Does somebody new win the giveaway in 10 seconds? Because we've had a couple repeats, which is okay. We can have repeats. A lot of the repeats have been longtime subscribers, longtime followers, so I'm okay with it. But let's see. Giveaway. Hey, TJ. TJ, you're in a good luck streak here. Congrats.
That's June.
We'll do more. And if that is June. Oh my goodness. You won 2 in a row. Fantastic. Well, that's good luck to you. That's very good luck from you. I will reach out to you again, but I think I've already got all the information that I need. So, K Brewers, no, I suck again. Don't worry, guys. Promise. For those of you that are sticking around, remember, I said we're going to do some very Discord-specific ones, especially once we get close to the playoffs here. And then we're also going to be doing one pair, probably one pair of playoff tickets only in the Discord, not announcing it on the YouTube channel. So you guys will get a little head start to a couple of these giveaways as well if you're in the Discord. So you got to be in the Discord, though. So, and then we'll do some on YouTube as well. You know, we're going to try to throw the biggest party we can in the playoffs, and hopefully the playoffs goes crazy. So we'd love to see you all here for the playoffs. See a huge stadium full of people in Wolves After Dark streams, but allow.
If that will settle for Nasri towels.
Yeah, which speaking of which, FJD, I need to reach out to you and see if we can get that going because apparently FJD may or may not have a Nasri towel to give away. So June gets his flowers. Cool. Well, I think that's it. No more stalling. No more anything to do.
Giveaway's been given.
Giveaway's been given. The game has been won. The stream is over. 52 wins happened. I still don't know how to
58 wins still in play.
58 wins is not in play. It is in play. Wow, it is in play. But most importantly, what did I just do? Intro as the outro. Go ahead.
I went on the NBA merch store at Timberwolves.com merch or whatever, and they have beach gear. But it's a bunch of shoes and like some absolute like F tier shorts and like baby towels. The Nasri towel would be their probably highest grossing thing ever.
Oh yeah, it's the easiest. Yeah, exactly.
You can no longer be exclusive. Like they have messed up if they're trying to make this exclusive thing.
I think it's the partnership with Fanatics. I think it's the fact that Fanatics is running everybody now, so the teams can't really do anything super like central. Like, it's really dumb. They do have some playoff gear up though. Anyways, yes. Check out our merch store first, but then you can go to the Timberwolves one.
Ooh, maybe we can have some like fake Nasri towel.
Yeah. Oh, we should get our own Nasri towel.
Yes.
We can actually sell towels. Oh my gosh, guys. New Taz Reed. What am I saying? New Nasri towel coming to the shop. Taj Gibson towels coming soon. That actually we should do that. Anyways, we'll see you tomorrow night. We got to get to bed so that we can wake up for tomorrow's game and stay up for tomorrow's game. See you all tomorrow night. Intro as the outro. By the way, did you like 1080p? We actually did 1080p tonight. How about that? Like the stream. Comment if you're watching the VOD. Let us know how you like the HD. All right. Nobody's going to comment.
Shout out
Intro is the outro. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Sensational.